All the cards are done. Every single one. It's been a couple of weeks now and I have no news about who sent me the cards. I'm not sure of what I think about that. I seriously thought I would have something, anything. I had nothing. Until one day, some hooded guy gets in the cab and asks me to drive to Ma's house. He doesn't say anything else during the ride. It's getting late when I finally stop by Ma's.
You've been patient, Ed Kennedy.
He whispers. What?
You're not totally done yet. Tough.
He takes off his hood, but I don't know his face. His face doesn't ring a bell to me. He hands me a little envelope. I know what's inside it. I know, and I'm scared now. As I watch the envelope, I think of Mila. I haven't seen her in a while now. When I look back up, the guy's not there anymore. Why, I think. Why am I not done with this? Haven't I done enough already? I return to the cab, to the company's parking, and walk back home. It takes me about an hour to get home because I'm thinking about the envelope in my pocket. I touch it, I feel it, I walk slow because I know when I get home I'll have to open it. I don't want to. I arrive around 2:15 a.m. I know, it's late. The doorman looks at me.
About bloody time you come back. I'm starving here,
he says. I open the envelope, not exactly sure of what I'm really going to need to do now. Aces are done, definitely, but this one is worse. A joker. What could be worse than a joker? He sits in my hand, staring and laughing at me silently. On it, only one address. I don't know this one. It's no time to wander around the city, even if it burns me to go and see what the place is like. I go to bed, but I don't fall asleep. I can't. I think of Richie, I think of Marv, of Audrey. What is it going to be now? I think. More people to help? I don't think so. This time it's different. I feel it. Early in the morning, when I can't stand to be laying in bed anymore, I get up. I make coffee for me and the doorman. I go to the address on the card. It's an old abandoned factory. I think they used to produce shoes here. Most of the windows are broken. 2 days pass. Exactly 2 days. A guy enters the cab and doesn't say a word for a couple of minutes. His face looks familiar. He looks at me right in the eyes and tells me,
You know where to, don't you?
I know. I remember exactly who he is now. I drive for about 7 minutes before reaching the place.
Come out now.
He tells me. I come out. We walk inside the factory, silently. He looks as ugly as before. So, you're the one behind all this? I ask without really thinking.
I wish.
He says.
I truly do, but I'm not. You probably knew somewhere inside you, but your father made you do all that.
What?
He was a pretty clever man, you know. He predicted almost everything that happened before dying. The aces, the people you helped, the friends, even your mother. He planned everything. And then he asked me to rob bank, and you were there.
But why? I ask.
Who knows? Maybe he just didn't want you to end up failing his life like he did. Maybe he never clearly said it. I will never know it. You will never know it. Your friends won't ever know it. In the end, he did all that for nothing, I guess. I always hated you, Ed Kennedy, from the moment I heard you until now. Why you? Why you more than anyone else? More than me? He had to choose you over me, who helped him until the end. What do I get now? Nothing. After all, he deserved to die. Here's something I'm sure he didn't plan.
This sound is so loud, and the pain. It feels like 100 cold blades were making their way inside my chest. When I come back to myself, I'm alone. I feel a great pain in my chest. I remember. There's blood around me. I think back of those I helped, I think about Sophie, I think about Mila, about O'Reilly, Richie, Marv, Audrey. Then come to my mind. I'm sure Richie's going to find something he likes soon. I know Marv's going to be a great father, and Audrey. I can only hope she understands now. Then I see something really unexpected. My dad, standing in front of me, smiling. You know that light people say you see when you're dead? He is this light now. I hear his distant but calm voice.
You did great, Ed. You overcame every challenge there was in your way. But now it's time for you to come.
He takes my hand. I don't even try to resist. I know why now.
Ed, stay with us. You have your eyes open?
Shiny. Everything around me was glowing with a holy light. The beeping was the only thing I could hear. Dad wasn't there anymore. Ma was. Marv and Audrey holding my hand with the same faces. They were happy to see me. First time in a while have I seen Ma so thrilled to be with me. I had no questions. I knew what happened.
How are you going?
Oh, that Marv, always breaking the ice with the best of questions. Never really knew if he was serious or not. Yes, Marv, I'm doing just fine after taking a bullet. I could see the look on Audrey's face. Just so glad that I'm alright.
Who did this to you?
Do I even dare? This should remain a secret after all. This man knew my father and must have been very close to him. Time passes and I finally get out of the hospital. I got home to meet up with the doorman. My sunshine friend, always with a smile on his face when he sees me. Coffee, I guess. I keep staring at the Joker. Who could it be? Ma probably knows the guy, but I am bloody sure she won't tell me anything. She hasn't spoken of my father since the day he passed away. I drove down to Ma's place. It's time to have a little word with the old witch.
Oh, Ed, I see you're getting better.
She smiles for the first time since I can remember. Ma, I need to have a word with you. The man who shot me was a close friend of Pa. He told me. My mother, troubled, looked down on the floor. She knows something and won't tell me, but this time she had no choice.
The man who did this to you is your father's old brother.
I stay calm on the outside.
You are your dad's favorite. He loved you and took care of you. You were all his life. All he would say is, Ed, when he passed away, I couldn't stand being with you. All the memories you brought back, so I let your uncle take care of you for a little bit of time.
I could be furious at Ma for never telling me anything about this, but no, I must stay focused.
When I was finally ready to take you back, your uncle didn't want to leave. He would say, no, I'm keeping him. He saved my life.
Well, that doesn't explain me why he shot me, but anyways, I have never seen Ma this way. She looks torn apart.
I had to call the police and he went to jail for kidnapping. He was so furious and I didn't know what to do at the time. Time went on and on until the day where he got out of there. I was so scared he would come back to get revenge, but he didn't.
All of this isn't making sense anymore. Why would he shoot me? I kissed Ma goodbye and went back home to the doorman. I was sitting there, waiting for the answer. The clock's tick-tock was the only thing I could hear. The doorman stares at me. He looks troubled as well. He always does. Why did I go through all this? He told me Pa made the cards so I could become a man, a hero, but Ma told me he wanted me for his own. How am I going to find out? So, if I am correct, there are two damn stories. First of all, Pa wanted me to grow, to become a great man, and to give myself a purpose. The second story is the one of my uncle. He wanted me as his own son, and decided he was the only one that could have me. In that case, he shot me because he couldn't. I know that the second case makes more sense, but I want to believe that Dad sent me those messages. I saw him again at the hospital. I am sure he has something to do with it. This must have been Dad's work. He didn't want me to leave me with nothing, so he set this all up for me to become a real hero. I wish this was the real story, but I will never know. Which comes to tell me that no one will ever know. So why not stick on this one, in my dad's memory? If I will never know the truth, why not decide that it was all Pa's doing